I wear a lot of hats. I wear a whole lot of hats, but I love wearing a lot of hats. It makes the day go by faster.
My day could go anywhere from leading 504 meetings to changing schedules, talking to kids about their social emotional needs, talking to parents when they have concerns about their student, as far as that could vary from grades, their emotional status, and things of that sort.
I feel like it's different every day. Like, I think I can come in and I can have a mindset of what my day looks like and my plan and my to-do list, and it goes completely off track every day. But it's so great. Like, I still feel like there's great parts of my day every day.
I mean, some days do go according to plan, and some days just don't.
They have a niche role, it's a very unique role. They're responsible for the academic piece, but they're also responsible for the social and emotional well-being of all the students, and even sometimes the adults as well. They work with adults as well as our kiddos. They're responsible for the equity and the access of education for all students in a particular school setting.
We're not here just to work with the kids that struggle or that are having a hard time. Yes, we do work with those kids, but we're here to work with everyone. We want everyone to be successful.
I also find that I'm a support for the teachers and the staff here.
Student-wise, I want to make sure that I'm there for them socially, emotionally, and teaching them how to cope with things and giving them strategies. For my staff, I want to make sure that I'm supporting them also, because teaching can be a little bit rough sometimes, and make sure that they know that I'm there for them. For my parents, I want to let them know that they don't sometimes understand the verbiage or acronyms we use in education and how systems work in the education world. So I want to make sure that I'm supporting them, and which is also supporting their student. And I help the admin team. I want to build relationships with our community members. We have a partnership with Second Baptist Church that helps support us take care of all of our kids. It's just helping everybody. I'm a little bit of everywhere, wherever they need me. If a kid needs help de-escalating in a class, I go. If they need a break, I go. If a parent needs me because they're struggling financially, I make the connections with whoever we have in our department, in our district, our social workers, to ensure our students have their needs met, because as we know, to Maslow before you bloom. Albert Maslow was a psychologist who came up with the hierarchy of needs. We need to make sure our students Maslow, which is basically meeting their basic needs. They need to feel safe, fed, have shelter. Then you can bloom. And Benjamin Bloom was an educator and a psychologist who developed a taxonomy that describes how people develop and learn. If they're comfortable, if we make sure that they're comfortable with that, with Maslow, then they can bloom, they can think, they can learn, they can apply, they can synthesize, and so that they can be productive citizens in our world. So that's the point of Maslow before they bloom.
The first 3 weeks of school, we teach counselor's choice, and that's for conflict resolution, because we know as educators that's the first thing that's going to come up in social, emotional. In your life, you're going to have conflict. Even if you're a saint, you're still going to see conflict, and so we give those kids the tools. And it's a wheel of choices, just so that they can see it clearly in their mind when something arises. They have a choice. I can ignore it. I can apologize, I can please ask them to stop. And so all these different choices they have in their wheelhouse, and those are the first 3 weeks. After that, we get into Quaver, and it covers everything from keeping yourself on track to confidence building skills, grief counseling within that.
Things I wanted to say and that I wasn't expecting was like how many kids sometimes we have to help in crisis. And it's like kids that come to us that are really struggling emotionally and socially, and that can't make it through their day sometimes without some support. And so if it's something that we can handle here at school, we absolutely will. But if it's something where they need further help, then that's what our job is to seek out that further help, whether it's counseling here at the school or if it's more than that. I don't think it's easy being a teenager these days. I think with social media and the way that it is, students are sometimes publicized in a way for actions, like just silly decisions that all teenagers make. but it can be made public. And also just the peer pressure of like, hey, do this, it'll make you feel good, it'll help your anxiety, it'll help this. I think that them coming to us and having someone that they can trust and talk to and lean on during their times and help them get through it with strategies and coping, then they're going to be able to go out and learn. And they can't do that sometimes when they're not okay. They're not in that headspace to learn. And so I think my job is important to get them where they need to be in order to go back out and, you know, build themselves academically.
The very beginning of the year, usually the second full week of school, I will go into all senior classes, English classes. And I have my little form that I make. It's about 3-4 pages. And it's like, I'm a senior, now what? I spell out exactly what they need to do step by step in order to apply to a college or to a school, trade school, whatever. Since I do dual credit and I do the CTE and academic dual credit, you know, a lot of those kids who've been taking maybe the welding or the auto, they might want to finish at Lone Star, you know, to finish out their certification or whatever. It doesn't matter to me if you want to go to college or if you want to go to a technical school, the military, or workforce. You know, you've gone all these years and been pretty much told you have to take this class, you have to take this, and now it's coming to an end. And so it's time for you to think about what am I going to want to wake up and go do? Whatever it is, I want to help them figure out that path. Then, of course, there's the scholarships, all the local scholarships. They're a very supportive community. And one thing about our students is a lot of them work and they know the meaning of a dollar. To me, what's so rewarding is seeing those kids who had no earthly idea, that never even thought that they could go to college, you know, then winning these big scholarships.
So when you have students that have specific needs, you have to eat Maslow's before you meet Bloom's, right? And so knowing that we have counselors on our campus that meet the needs of our students, but also meet the needs of our adults, because nothing we do is easy, and so there's stress involved. And so when they need an ear or that someone to talk to, our counselors provide that. When it comes to master schedule, any of our students' schedules, they take care of all of those things. And so the counselors on our campus, I would consider to be our glue.
She is basically the heartbeat of Scott Johnson, knowing our kids, knowing their needs, assisting them in any way, supporting them, checking in on them. She's very relational with them, and she treats them like family. And that just makes them feel empowered to talk about things that they need to talk about or to express how they feel. She just makes them feel so comfortable, as well as staff when they have situations or they have questions. If she doesn't know an answer, she'll find it for you. She's just a great asset to our campus, and our kids need her so much. We couldn't do it without her.
When you think about the counselors, it varies from role to role, from level to level. On the elementary schools, the counselors probably are a little bit more hands-on. When you think about a counselor at a middle school, we're trying to figure out where we fit in terms of our students going from adolescence to young adulthood between the elementary and the middle schools. And then when you think about the counselor, what he or she does at the high school, they're preparing our students to become young adults. They're preparing them for career, they're preparing them for the world of work, and then they're also helping guide them through all the avenues that it takes for our students who want to go to college. So those roles are kind of sort of different depending on the layer or the level that they're on in terms of their counseling responsibilities. But they're all critical, vital, and important.
Before this, I was just telling a student that I was fixing to come do this, and she said, "You really need to talk about your personal connections with kids because I trust you." And it's a student that struggles sometimes, and so it made me feel really good to know that she knows that I'm someone she can trust and come to.
Yes, it's tough, yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel good about everything I get accomplished and everything I do.
Yes, it's a hard job, but I love it.
Yeah, I believe all counselors like to be in the background.
And not making videos.
And not making videos at all, no.
Just know that I love my kids. I love what I do. I love helping our community. It gives me purpose. I think that counselors are multitaskers, advocates, collaborative. You know, I think they're the best.
They know they matter to me, and so that's a big deal to me. Is like I want them to feel loved and safe with me, and also like our relationship doesn't stop when you graduate.
We get to touch every kid's lives. I want to make sure that every kid knows that I see them. You know, a lot of times there's so many students and they don't feel seen, or they just think they're there. But I want to ensure that our kids know that, no, I see you and I want you to do well in life.
I'm not only trained in dealing with, you know, with loss, with grief, with whatever life throws at you, I also have a heart to be there for people. So, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without the people who helped me get here. I mean, and that's what I want to be. I want to be the person that helps people get to the highest heights, higher up to where they are. I want to raise them up, just like the people that raised me up. So, I mean, that's why I stayed here in Huntsville. Huntsville did that for me. I want to do that for the people here. So.